All right, Interactive ATV Trails here with another review. This time we're at Jacob City. It's one of our favorite rides. We've done it now twice. We tried to do it a couple weeks ago, but we got rained out. But last year was quite the adventure. We didn't quite know what we were getting ourselves into. We just came across some guy on YouTube talking about it and thought, well, hey, that's pretty close by. Let's go check it out. So when we started from the trailhead last year, we ended up going southwest up the front of the mountain and then taking us into Jacob City. And that part of the road is real smooth.
Yeah.
It's not rocky at all. I mean, even Jeeps were going up there today. So it's really passable, real easy. But
when you get to the top at Jacob City and the road continues over, there's a little sign there that says more difficult, and you really need to heed that. We didn't last year and decided to go up over the top, and needless to say, it was quite a ride. We were
before we had actually left Salt Lake, which is where we're from. We were at the gas station filling up, and some guy asked us where we were going. And we told him, hey, we're just heading out to Jacob City to see what that's all about and check it out. And he said, oh, it's a really rocky trail, and it seems to get rockier every year. It used to be real nice, but then they just kind of let it go, and it's gotten really rocky. And so we kind of knew going into it that it was getting rocky, but from the trailhead up to Jacob City, if you take it to the southwest, it's actually deceiving because it's so easy.
Yeah.
And you think that, we could do this. If this is what the rest of the trail looks like, no problem.
Yeah.
We're going to be in and out, no problem. So anyway, last year we got to Jacob City. We saw that sign that said more difficult, and we decided, well, let's continue on. So we continued on, and it increasingly got more difficult until we got to the top. And once we got to the top, it started to drop down into the backside, down towards Soldier Canyon. That's when it really got gnarly.
Yeah.
As we were going down one of the steepest parts of the trail, I was behind Mark. Mark was in front of me, and he was quite a ways ahead of me. I saw a guy coming up on a four-wheeler, decided to wait for him at the top, and I lost sight of Mark. And as I lost sight of him, all of a sudden I saw this visor go flying in the air. I'm like, what the heck just happened? And so once the four-wheeler guy got past me, I went down and I looked, and as I got closer, I could see Mark was on his back. The bike was on top of him. Like, what the heck? He had managed to hit the only tree on the trail.
Needless to say, this year, when we decided to do it today, we went up Soldier Canyon first and came up from the north. And it's a tough trail. It's extremely rocky. Not just loose gravel, but cobble, big rocks, and steep.
Yeah.
And you've just got to, slow down and pick your line, and just really have a lot of good throttle control, and just expect that you're going to lay it down. I did a couple times. It just gets so steep, and so just expect that. But it's pretty steep and pretty rocky, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
It's funny, as we were driving up to the trailhead today, as we were passing through Tooele, we were both talking about how we've gone on a lot of rides, but this one, for whatever reason, has really stuck with us. It's, like I said, it's one of our favorites. And we both agreed that, there isn't a part of this trail that we haven't forgotten about. We remember every mile of this trail. But after we finished that first ascent through that real rocky, gnarly section, we both looked at each other and said, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
But that is by far the most challenging part of the trail.
Yeah.
And that's where I would say it's the most difficult. It's definitely very difficult. If you're a beginner, you're probably not going to make it. You're going to get bucked all over the place, and you're going to dump your bike. You may even get hurt. It's really for, we would consider ourselves intermediate, to experienced riders, somewhere in there. And we still had a problem with it. And so if you're a beginner, this trail's probably not for you. Ride your bike for 60 hours or so, get some experience on it, and then come and try this trail. But definitely encourage you to come out here and try it. There's so much to see. In addition to the scenery, Jacob City is a pretty amazing place. The foundations of what used to be an old hotel and office buildings and cabins are still there. Yeah. So you can still see what the city, you can imagine what the city looked like in its heyday. There's also some open mine shafts that the state of Utah has tried to close off.
Yeah.
But some people have cut through the rebar, and so you can get in some of these mine shafts and walk quite a ways back, as far as you really want to.
If you're going to come out here and do just the south trail from the Jacob City trailhead and just drive up to the mine, I think a novice or a beginner could do that trail no problem. It's a pretty good road. Getting to the mine from the trailhead isn't bad, but just know that once you leave, if you decide to continue northeast, you're going to get into some pretty gnarly territory, and it's the downhill part of it going into Soldier is more difficult going down because it is so rocky, and you're on your brakes and stuff. So just a heads up, if you decide to come out here and want to see Jacob City, the mine, start at the trailhead, go up, and you'll have a great time. There's a lot to see. Look around. There's a couple mine shafts you can get in, and you can walk down. There was a guy there that told us that a guy said he went in 3 miles. So just have some fun, bring some flashlights, and enjoy yourself. And I would recommend it this time of year. September.
Definitely the fall. Fall is the best time of year.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day. The leaves were changing, and it just looked great. Like I say, if you're experienced, do Soldier Canyon, come up through. But if you're a novice or a beginner, come up from the parking lot, from the trailhead, and just go up to the mine and have a great time.
All right, that's Interactive ATV Trails here with another review, this time of the Jacob City Loop. Definitely come out and check it out. It's a great ride.